Hey, Garland Vance here. I don't know about you, but for the first few days of the quarantine, maybe in the first couple of weeks of the quarantine, it was kind of fun and exciting, and now it's getting to the point where it's kind of stressful. It's stressful to think about doing work at home and having interruptions and knowing that the world is slowing down and yet needing to continue to move on. There's just a lot of stress that seems to be pervasive right now, and we've really replaced the stress of all of the activities we were doing with the stress of having so many interruptions and still having ongoing deadlines and having to reprioritize almost every day. And as I'm talking to more and more people and hearing about the stress that people are encountering, one of the things that I thought may help is to do a series on some simple ways to stress less and accomplish more during a quarantine. And so today's going to be the first day of that. And here's the deal. Your body was designed to respond to stress. Your body is designed so that it knows how to respond to stress and to recover from it. Stress itself is not a bad thing. Stress can either be good or bad. It really just depends on how we respond to it. And so the first way that you can begin to stress less and accomplish more in the midst of this quarantine is by forcing your stress cycle to take place. So what in the world do I mean by this? Well, your body is designed to respond to stress using 5 stages. In the first stage, you experience the stress. Now again, this can be good stress or bad stress. Bad stress is coming across a bear in the middle of the woods or almost having a car accident. Good stress is a deadline for an important priority or getting ready to speak in front of a group or even just the stress of your Zoom not connecting as clearly and as well as you want it to. There's good stress and there's bad stress. And as soon as you encounter stress, you go into stage 2, and that's when your body releases adrenaline and cortisol. Adrenaline's the fight or flight response, and cortisol increases your fear and it diminishes your ability to think long term. So all you can really do is think about what's directly in front of you in the moment. And as soon as adrenaline and cortisol are released, your body starts developing the energy that you need to respond to the stress. And this is a great thing. This gives you the focus and the energy you need to respond to the stress. But after that, this in stage 4, your parasympathetic nervous system kicks in, which washes your body from adrenaline and cortisol. This takes you back to the state, what's known as homeostasis, your natural state. And when that happens, you have some time in which you need to rest and recover. Now, here's the problem that I'm seeing with busyness. Here's the problem that I see with stress right now. If you are working from home and you have kids at home and you're having to decide and reprioritize every day and your job is giving you deadlines, then you are experiencing stress constantly. Your body is constantly releasing adrenaline and cortisol, and it's giving you temporary bursts of energy, but you don't have any time to recover. There's no ability for your parasympathetic nervous system to kick in because you're constantly reintroduced to more and more stressors. This is exhausting, and over time it takes a toll on you. So here's what you can do. Force your body to engage the full stress cycle. And here's what that means. You can actually force your body and force your mind to engage the parasympathetic nervous system that washes the body of adrenaline and cortisol. There's different ways you can do that, and you can figure out what works for you. But it could be that every hour you take 5 minutes and you just do some deep breathing, or 1 minute and you just do some deep breathing to help calm you down a little bit. Or it could be that you reserve some you only time at the beginning and the end of the day so that you can disconnect from all of the stress and all of the interruptions. Or it could be that every time your kids bust in and interrupt you, which is a good stress to have, but every time that happens, you just take 30 seconds afterwards to reconnect with what you were doing and go back to it. There are a ton of different ways to help your body engage that fourth stage of the stress cycle where the parasympathetic nervous system begins to kick in. It could be that you take a couple of minutes and you do some meditation. I actually have my alarm set 4 times throughout the day to talk about to focus on a meditation exercise that brings me back into the moment. And I'm actually doing that, and I'll talk about that exercise later this week. You have a parasympathetic nervous system and this stress cycle that your body needs to use and wants to use. And one of the best ways to start getting control of your stress during this quarantine is to force your body to engage that fourth stage, for the parasympathetic nervous system to kick in, to wash your body from adrenaline and cortisol, to give you just a couple of minutes of rest so that then you're ready to go back to the next stress. I want to see you during this time not only live and lead with purpose, productivity, and peace, but come out of this knowing how to handle your stress better. So remember the 5 stages. It's stress, adrenaline and cortisol get released, your body gets the energy. You need your parasympathetic nervous system to kick in so it can slow down your body and your mind, and you can go back to engaging in the stress. Force your body to slow down right after you've experienced stress, and you're going to be a much better handler of stress.